Never seen a drone like that.
Every direction they coming.
We'll try to zoom in on this. Oh my gosh, do you see that?
God, I'm looking at this, I can't believe it. It's not a...
These beings are speaking. They're making themselves known.
Hello and welcome back, or if you're new here, I appreciate you clicking on. Because there is so much in this video, and I don't want you to miss it, I'm going to have to give you sort of like a brief overview of what we're going to look at on today's video, all right? Because if you don't watch it all, you will miss out on some amazing things, amazing theories, amazing visuals. Okay, so we've got drones, we've got orbs, we've got weird stuff happening on the ground, we've got tech that could be related to something else, we've got stories from people that know their stuff that could explain a lot of things and is absolutely freaky as hell, which also coincides with Cliff High's theory about this UFO attack, you know, the prediction that his computer made, okay, this UFO attack. Like, that is a very brief overview of what's going on. But before we get into that video, please just take a little look at this. Today's sponsor is Seehoo. If your job or hobby involves spending long hours seated at a desk, this might not only interest you, but could genuinely help improve your health and comfort. Seehoo sent me their affordable Doro S100 ergonomic chair to review, and I have to admit, I was a bit skeptical at first. However, once I assembled it, I was immediately impressed by its exceptional build quality. The chair looks lightweight, but is in fact a sturdy and heavy-duty unit. Visually, the Doro S100 boasts a futuristic design that I find really appealing. It's available in black or white with a durable, long-lasting woven material that keeps you cool and adds the feeling of weightlessness when you sit. But this chair offers much more than just great looks. The moment you sit down, it feels like you're being hugged thanks to the lumbar support pads that adjust dynamically to your movements. The armrests are fully adjustable, allowing you to move them up, down, rotate them in 4D directions. The seat can slide forward or back, letting you customize it to suit your leg length and comfort needs. Of course, the chair also offers adjustable height and reclining feature, tilting back up to 135 degrees, perfect for those moments when you want to relax, listen to music, or like me, take a quick siesta. The adjustable headrest ensures you can always rest your head comfortably no matter your seating position. If you've been hesitant about spending a fortune on a chair that may not deliver the comfort you need, look no further than the Doro S100. Plus, if you use the link below, you'll get an extra 6% off. Whether this is for you or someone you know for Christmas, the Doro S100 is a gift of comfort and health. Thank you, Seehoo, for sponsoring today's video. Right, okay. A lot of people say that the UFO sightings became more frequent, or in fact quite heavy, around the year of 1945. In fact, not just that year, August the 6th. Because what happened there, the atomic bomb was dropped on Hiroshima. Now listen to the dates, August 6th, 1945. Now the other day I did a video, and it was there was a small section when I spoke about a gentleman, a CEO of a drone company, suggesting that the idea was that they were sniffing out nuclear radiation. Okay, this is what these drones were doing, and in fact, that message now has spread throughout the news outlets. In fact, what these drones are actually doing is they're sniffing out nuclear radiation. Some people agree with that, some people don't. Some people think that it might be just a little bit of a segue to get out or something. I'm not too sure. I don't want to go into that too much because I did cover it on the other video. The theory goes that these extraterrestrials are looking after us. They're keeping an eye on us. And when this nuclear bomb was hit on Hiroshima in 1945, extraterrestrials were like, that's no good. Let's get down there and we need to watch. Now, some people might connect that with evil, right? ETs being the demons. That was the start of something extremely dark that came into our lives. But I don't want to go into that one too yet, because I want to keep on the road here, right? A couple of years later, the Roswell incident in 1947. And a lot of people suggest that that was a burst of our technology. We were like doing this along the technology, and then the Roswell hit, and our technology just went whoop, like that, right? And apparently the US may have taken this technology, reverse engineered it, and got things like fiber optics, Kevlar and memory metals, stealth aircraft technology, and listen to this one, integrated circuits, microchips. I just want you to listen to this video, because Google, but they have created a CPU. A CPU is like the brain of a PC, the brain of a laptop. You get it in your mobile phones. It's the square thing, right? Usually on a green motherboard with a silver square in the middle, right? And that does all the calculations, right? So listen to this. Right where we've got this stuff happening. I know. I'm just excited about it, right? Listen.
Okay, this may or may not be relevant for what's happening right now, but just earlier on this week, Google announced the release of a quantum chip. In a statement, they said it performed a computation in under 5 minutes that would take one of today's fastest supercomputers 10 septillion years. This mind-boggling number exceeds known timescales in physics and vastly exceeds the age of the universe. It lends credence to the notion that quantum computation occurs in many parallel universes, in line with the idea that we live in a multiverse. Now, over the last decade or so, I'm sure you know.
This is like Endgame. This is Avengers Endgame. This is Doctor Strange, like, thinking about every possible situation that could happen.
Notice that the idea of a multiverse has become a lot more prevalent in our society, almost as if the concept has been eased into our consciousness. What if these crafts, these UAPs, are not coming from outer space or the oceans, but what if they're coming from another dimension entirely within our own planet?
Now, sounds far-fetched, I know, but there's also another gentleman that I'm going to show you near the end of this video that who knows his stuff. Well, he claims to know his stuff, and he was being very sort of safe around his story. I'm going to show you in a bit, okay? Let's just show you some footage of these orbs a minute and what they've been up to recently. The other day, I showed you a couple of videos of where these orbs were approaching these drones and the drones were falling out of the sky. Given it was only 2 videos, it's not something that is, I don't think there's actually a war going on. I think something happened there. There is a theory, one of my own theories, may have changed by now, I think, but I thought maybe the orbs are giving these drones energy, right? Hence why they can stay up in the air for so long. I'm not too sure about that now, because I think that if that was the case, we'd be seeing more of these orbs touching these drones. But mate, look at this. Just in, 2 drones spotted being followed by a helicopter in Bradenton, Florida. Right, this is good. I've got better ones, but I need to show you this. What I find amazing, other than just what I'm seeing here, is let's just think about these pilots in this helicopter. How many pilots out there that have been instructed to follow these things, to take photographs of these things. All these pilots working for the military, working for the government, they're all out there and they've got the knowledge and they're just not talking. All of them. It just made me think, it's like, this dude has literally been told to track, or dudette, to track 2 orbs in the sky. Amazing. I just, okay, and well done for the person who recorded this as well. Drones, ours, versus plasmoids, the orbs, not only human origin. Look at this.
It is going down in Dimona. Look at this shit. Look at this. These is not even. Oh my God, they done shot like some smart bombs or something. Look at this shit. They in it. Drone bombs or something. Look at this. What? Oh my God, what they done shot over here? Look at this. I'm filming this shit. It is crunk. It is crunk out here. What? What they done shot down?
They're just multiplying.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Look, look. Look. Every
What?
direction they coming.
Hobbyist.
All over.
Hobbyist drones. Now, talking about them separating, I've got footage now to show you of these orbs popping off these other orbs from it. It's people say this is hobbyist. Like, come on now. Now, I saw a comment on one of my videos saying, it was obviously a local, right? And he said, I see these all the time, these orbs. They've got a mind of their own. They know what they're doing. These are not just like balls of energy flapping about in the sky. These things know what they're doing. And here's a video to prove it, right? Watch this. Helicopter approaches this orb. Here's your helicopter. Here's your orb. Watch. Bye. See you later. Look at this thing. Now, here's a video from the X account Tangled Titty. He DM'd me and he was like, Ben, I saw this. Check this out. Look. This is his own video. Look how bright this thing goes. Look at this. It's like they're scoping out for something. Amazing. These orbs are separating, or they're giving off other orbs. Look at this. This is in New York. All right. Someone's saying it's some sort of mothership.
Is that it? Yeah, that's it right there. Hold on, let me go get it. Let me go focus in. You know that.
Jesus. God, I'm looking at this. I can't believe it. It's not a whistle now. Did y'all
Oh
see?
my God, there's more coming.
Look at this.
What
my
is
God.
it? Planes don't look that
sky?
color. There's a. Is that it? Yeah, that's it right there. Hold on, let me go get it. Let me go focus in. You know that.
Skyline over there, Nashville, Tennessee. That's the skyline over there. I'm gonna see if I can film this. It keeps showing up outside. Look at that. Look at that. I'm gonna try to zoom in on this. Oh my gosh,
Look.
do you see that? What the bro? I've seen it all over TikTok. Now I've literally seen them in person. This is right next to Nashville, Tennessee. Right in Nashville, Tennessee.
Now that is not hobbyist drones. There's been some weird stuff on the ground level as well for people. So we've got in the United Kingdom, streetlights doing this. This is something that you would see in the movies, guys. Normally when you have a power cut or a surge or something, they all go off at the same time and on, right? Not tubular bells. Go back over to the States. Look at this. Here we go. Could be. See, the other thing is as well, like, it's strange that you're seeing this, and this is what a lot of movie makers put on their videos, right? Lights flickering on their films, lights flickering before aliens come. Like, I'm sure they know things. I'm sure they do. And that's not all. Look at this. These are people's cars going off.
I had to like pull over and like pull this back up because I thought maybe it's a car party, right? There's a bunch of like those weird looking Tesla vehicles over there, and I thought maybe it's like a car club. They're just all meeting up, and it's a Thursday night. I just want to show you, but there's no one over there. There's not a body. There's not a person. Like if it was a car club, those are pretty common around Atlanta. But look at this. I'm gonna zoom in just so you. But the video that I heard was, it was like this girl who was saying like, have you seen any of like the lights flickering or anything like that? And then there was a guy in Jersey who was like, yeah, my apartment car, I mean my like house lights, I'm sorry, my house lights have been going off and like flickering. And she made a video of like lights just like this doing the same thing in a parking lot. I have no idea how to find that or stitch it, but
that's not normal.
This is what's happening. Not a single person. And listen, I'll let the window down so you can hear. Because when I had like my radio on. There's no sound. Hold on, I'll even turn my car off.
That's so strange. So they're not it's not the alarms going off. How peculiar. Now, news just in. Drones are being banned. Here we go.
Federal Aviation Administration issued bans on flying drones in multiple cities across New Jersey, including several in our area, due to security reasons. These areas are all now considered national.
I have to stop it there. He said, drones are being banned now in these locations due to security reasons. So, what's the things been up there now for then for the 4 weeks? They're not security reasons, no? You can't take them down? If people ignore this and they go up there with their hobbyist drones, what are they going to do? Leave them and say it's no threat? You've just made a rule. So what happened to the rule 4 weeks ago?
National Defense airspace. Here's a map of those sites. The city of Camden, Gloucester City, Winslow Township, Evesham, Hancock's Bridge in Lower Alloways Township in Salem County, West Hampton, Burlington, and Hamilton. Unmanned aircraft are not allowed in those areas through January 17th unless approved by the federal government. The FAA says pilots who violate the airspace, meaning pilots on the ground as well, may be detained and interviewed by law enforcement. The agency warns that the U.S. government may use deadly force against drones it deems an imminent threat.
Okay, I get why they're doing it. I understand. Like, they want to eliminate all of us taking our drones up there so they can actually assess the situation and find out if these actual drones are threats or not. But a lot of people, like some news outlets are saying that, you know, there's reports that they're all hobbyist drones. They're either hobbyist drones, stars, or helicopters. People's private owned like helicopters and things like that. Like these are just, you're not basically they're saying you're not seeing what you're seeing. Now, this next video I'm going to show you has been making the rounds and it's generating quite a little bit of a stir. There's a little bit of hate or confusion in some of the comments saying, oh, this is fake. But this is actually live footage. This is live footage of a beach in New Jersey, all right? Look at this. So we got 50 speed, all right? First of all, I think these lights going across, these are, they're either the drones or I would imagine, here we go, that there might be planes. But look at that. That happened. And you might be thinking, okay, well, it's when the sunrise hits a certain point that reflects off of the ocean and illuminates. Okay, I get it. The sunrise is constantly up, right? You would imagine if it gets to that certain perfect point, that's going to happen. It's going to illuminate everything like that. But watch. And I gotta say, it doesn't look like a sunset. I know, you know, this part down here does, but the actual thing here doesn't look like one. What's that all about? Why is that doing that? Why is it flashing like that? Look, is these orbs now? Are these drones? What is that? Now, somebody in comments also said, oh, that's fake. The sun doesn't rise over New Jersey in that area. Well, I was like, really? So I actually Googled some pictures. Sunrise in New Jersey Beach. And there's quite a lot of sunrises, pictures in New Jersey Beach. Okay, whether if you're a local there, please tell me, is that the case? But look at this one here. Look at that. Look at this. Just where'd that come from? Look there. That's a clear sky. So what's the cutoff like? Like, what's going on here? I don't see any clouds cutting that off. I mean, I don't know what to make of it. It's not a very clear image, you know, colorful, clear image. I don't see any clouds covering the, you know, the sunrise, but I do know that there's sunrise there. Has it been doctored with? I've not gone over, I've got to be honest with you, I've not gone over to see the original live stream. Is the lens a little bit distorted? Is it a dirty lens? You know, is it a water droplet on the lens? I don't know. It's just very, very strange. I wanted to show you. Okay, over the water, videoed by a pilot, highly reputable. Look at this. You don't get drones that high. Maybe you do. I don't know. I don't think you do. That thing disappeared. Oh, there's 3 of them now. 4. It just... Did another one just come out of that? 5 of them. Oh my god. moly. That was from a channel, an X account called Shorty. Now, potentially, we've got a drone in a tree. And after I'm going to show you this video, I'm then going to show you how somebody's enhanced these images, okay? Look at this, mate. This is like some sort of pod of some sort. Is this real? Is this fake? What? That's... Mate, that's moving in there. I think I've got a clearer video in a second. It's just this one's got no music. Hang on. So that thing's moving left and right. I just thought, okay, that's quite robotic. It's left, right, almost like a rhythm. And then it's just stopped. And a little bit. And now it's going mayhem again. What is going on?
These drone sightings are getting even more crazier as the days are passing by. This was caught last night in New Jersey on December 16th of a super bright drone with bluish purple lights all surrounding. And it looks like it seems like it was caught or stuck in the tree. This had prompted about 7 police cars to respond to this matter.
Alright, okay. I'm just throwing it out there. And these ball things, the alien sphere that Bob Lazar was trying to bloody reverse engineer, the anti-gravity things, the balls which you sometimes see underneath these UFOs, I'm just putting it out there, right? I'm probably wrong, but I'm just putting it out there.
Matter. Let me know your thoughts and comment below. Things are getting crazy.
The other day also, I mentioned to you how much history New Jersey has got for UFO sightings. Listen to this, man.
What people don't know is that Hudson County, New Jersey, northern New Jersey, is the #1 place in the country where they have the most UFO sightings. Really?
Northern New Jersey.
Look it up, Jamie, if you get a minute, please, not to be rude.
But isn't that like near a couple airports?
No, it's closer to, like, you know, like when you live in New York City and you look at the Hudson River, they say that people go on their balcony, they're drinking coffee, they're talking on the phone, and they'll see a little flying saucer go by.
Really?
And I know for a fact that in 1976...
Little one?
Whatever the fuck they are. I know for a fact that in 1975 and 1976, you could check me out on this, a UFO landed in Hudson County Park. I was a kid, and the next day the feds locked off the park. They had yellow tape, they had samples. Go look it up, dog. There's a UFO. You see that's called, North Bergen is where I'm from. That's called, I forget what it's called, but it's a circular building. So they did so much coke in there in the 80s, they called it the grinder. That's what they called it, because it was shaped like the Stonehenge. The Stonehenge. I have a couple friends that lived there. People that lived in that building have seen UFOs for fucking years. And if you go to YouTube, there's an actual North Hudson Park UFO. Wow. They dug up, they came out, there's a liquor store. And the liquor store guy says he's seen the lights. You heard like the organ music, like they play. They landed. A couple Martians got out and took samples and got back in the thing and took off. There's a YouTube thing. There's a History Channel special about it. And I still remember being a young kid.
Did you find anything, Jamie?
That was what's popping up. All that stuff about that building and.
Oh yeah, no.
Is there anything that says a UFO landed?
That's the story I'm reading right now. Is what he's saying. Yeah.
And witnesses. You know, it's not just one guy that says I know UFO. It's people who got knocked on the door and said, did you see anything at 11, 10 at night? And they said, you know what? There were lights flashing outside. They contacted police departments to see if there was any. They went full. Then the FBI came in, circled the park. It was by the Little League field in Hudson County. But it is, like you think it was Area 51. You think it was close to northern Las Vegas. The #1 place to see UFOs is northern New Jersey. They even made a reference to it in The Sopranos. When he said something, he goes, what are you talking about? Last week you said you seen a UFO in Hackensack.
Now there's one video that I just want to end on because I heard it today and I thought it was a really interesting story. And it sort of could, if the story was true, explain a few things, okay? And it's something we've mentioned before on this video, on this channel before, all right? Take a little look at this. Make sure you go over to Poised On's Bastard 33 Listen to this gentleman.
Hey, Simon Trezellian here. Voice of reason, former intelligence operator in the covert ops role. So let's try this a different way. So this is for entertainment purposes only. And I'm going to tell you a story. It's purely fiction story, but it's a story nonetheless. Okay. So human beings, for some while, have been in communication with, shall we say, outside entities. These are interdimensional beings. Remember, this is a story. And those interdimensional beings have been sharing technology with the highest echelons of the intelligence community on Earth for some while. In fact, since about 1947, when this was really, where it all began, after a certain area called Roswell became into the news. Now, this links into a lot of ancient history, including tales from the Sumerians, which talk of a different race called the Anunnaki that came down to Earth and supplied human beings with technology in order to be able to progress. Now, it's got so far in this story that human beings have progressed to the point where we're almost becoming interstellar. Now, that means that we will no longer be earthbound in this 3D matrix that the other beings created in order to give us an indication as to a reality that they wish us to understand, and to blind us from the reality that we are infinite beings. Now, human beings by themselves have flaws, and these flaws were actually bred into them in some ways by our creators in this story. And that explains with the different DNAs, the different blood groups, the O negative element to that. And we can see that we hold not only some of the bloodlines, but also some of the flaws of our creators. So the creators have seen the problems that they created in history when they had their own wars. And they don't want us to go through the same thing, because human beings continue to have war. And that's okay, because it creates a balance in the world. But in this story, as soon as you start utilizing nuclear fission, it then becomes a threat not only to the nations that are involved, but also the planet itself. And the planet in this story is really delicate and needs to have a balance in order for these beings to be able to continue with their mission. And their mission is to increase the consciousness of this group of beings, which we call humankind, which are after their own image. So in this story, imagine that these beings monitor nuclear facilities, and have done since the early 40s, since the emergence of the atomic bomb. And a lot of these sightings of craft, which are interdimensional craft, and some are within the Earth itself, deep in the Earth and in the Earth's oceans, which they use to monitor us in the same way as they monitor us from the moon in this story. And the moon is a projection of a 3D matrix in this story. So imagine that things get out of hand with nuclear proliferation, and the beings have already been able to identify where our missiles are. They know that the missiles don't work, and they know that they can negate nuclear missiles. But imagine in this story that 40 nuclear warheads went missing after the breakup of the Soviet Union. So areas like Kazakhstan, Ukraine, in this story, lost some nuclear munitions, which found themselves in a very deep black market. And say in this story that someone was able to take one of those nuclear munitions, and in the view of trying to create and disrupt the world brought one of those nuclear munitions to the United States. At that point, different parts of the government that are in collusion with these beings in this story would seek to find that munition. And we have that ability now. It's called drones. And the drones go out there and can sniff for this, nuclear reactive munition in this story. And the plasma orbs in this story are the alien allies that too are trying to find this. And the plasma orbs are interdimensional in this story, where they can go in and out of dimensions and in and out of our reality. We see them one moment and then they disappear the next. So in this uneasy alliance between the beings that created us in this story and what we are doing to the planet in a number of areas, but most certainly the biggest threat to the agenda of these beings in which we are created in their image, they already see what we are likely to do. And should this munition go off, it would create massive change in the world. And that's a change that these beings are not willing to undertake. So at the very highest levels of government, these beings are speaking. They're making themselves known. We've known about them since the Middle Ages and beyond, probably 10,000 years BC. We've known about these, and they've been in constant contact with the leaders of our communities since time began. Now, as we emerge as a nuclear nation and species, we are now in the potential area of threat to destroy the planet in this story. And of course, this story is just pure fiction. Pure fiction. So there we are. Enjoy the story.
Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you like it and I hope you come back. Take care. Bye-bye.